Joe, if there is a season, you will not see a designated hitter. You will see a designated hitter for National League teams. And it's believed that at some point in the near future, you will always see the DH in the National League. And therefore, a tradition that has been part of that league for well over a century will subside, if not cease. Is this something you're comfortable with? Do you think this is long overdue?
Yes, I do think it's long overdue, and I'm applauding it for sure. Now, I have changed my tune on this. As a player coming up, I love the National League rules, and as a catcher, being a defensive first guy with both the Expos and the Marlins, I benefited because of the double switches and all of the changes that are made in National League games that helped me enter a ball game in the 6th or 7th inning. So that's why I love the strategy behind it, and especially from a player's perspective, a way of getting involved in the game. Now, as I step back further down the road, and even as a fan, no, I do not want to see pitchers hit anymore. And you can talk about the guys that do hit the home runs on occasion, but they're very few and far between. I want to see an extra hitter in the lineup. That's the way I think it should be. And I just have always been a fan of I want to see Max Scherzer and Jacob deGrom and some of the star pitchers of this game stay in a ball game in the 6th inning if they're down 2-1. I don't want to see them pulled. And I think, too, the interesting part about that, pitching changes can almost be more difficult to make for a manager in the American League, because you could almost argue that in the National League, it's almost done for you. If you're down in the 6th or 7th inning, you need to pinch hit for your pitcher. Whereas in the American League, with the designated hitter, you have to make that decision. Do I take him out in the 6th or in the 7th or in the 8th? When do you do it? Because you can do it anytime you want. So now I think that decision is much more important for an American League manager.
Justin.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I was the benefit of DHing almost 200 games in my career, and it really helped me stay on the field. It helped me stay healthier at times. It helped me give me a little refresher in my legs. But having played the first 10 years of my career in the American League and then going over to the National League, it's such a different game. There's so much more going on. If you're not playing, there's a good chance you're going to get in that game at some point. There's a lot more a manager, I feel like, has to do. I look at it actually the opposite that Joe does. It's like, okay, when are you going to take your pitcher out on the National League ballpark? When's he up the next inning? I think it's almost easier to manage in the American League because you never have to think about losing your pitcher spot in the order and changing your defensive alignment of, putting your right fielder in the 6th spot in the batting order and the pitcher. And there's a lot more going on. It's just such a different game. And having been an American League guy and with so many Blue Jays fans watching American League baseball for so long, it's just such a different game. But I like it because you get to see Nelson Cruz stick around the game. We got to see David Ortiz stick around the game a long time. You get to see these great hitters, which is why it was brought in the first place, is to extend their careers, have a little more offense. And I think that's what we're going to see. It's entertaining to see a DH hit 40 home runs as opposed to see Bumgarner hit 3 or 4 a year. I'd rather see a DH go up there and hit 35 to 40 and alter the game in that way. And he's fresh when he goes out on the mound.